everybody. It's your mom. It is, let's see, May 31st, 2013. I love the month of May. It's so springy and nice. And I'm making this video today because if I make it, I figure I won't need it. So with any luck, I look really young compared to what you know me as. There's some things I wanted to let everybody know. James and Jacqueline and Jacob. And Jim too, I guess. Whether I'm here with you or not, there's certain things that you have to keep doing. You have to stay strong in the gospel. Never blame God for anything. If anything's happened to you, it's not because He doesn't love you. It's because He does. Please remember to always study, to build and keep your testimony, because the Spirit will lead and guide you in the rest of your life. The prophets have said that the most important decisions that we make are made in our 20s. I think they're made between the time you're 15 and in your 20s. You need to keep the Spirit with you. You need to remember that whatever decision you make sure it's the best decision. When you make a decision, don't forget to take it to the Lord with prayer for confirmation. And if you don't get that warm, fuzzy feeling, a happy, peaceful feeling, and you feel confused and you just feel like you can't get any answer, or that means you're not getting the one you want. That means you received an answer, and it's no. Maybe you should try another route. Keep looking out the window, sorry. Daddy and I have always tried to go where the Lord wanted us to go and to be where we needed to be. That's how we ended up in Hudson, Florida. When we first moved here, we moved to this area. I had fallen in love with the Tarpon Springs area. And when we moved here, the Lord had placed us in an apartment duplex in Newport Richey. And that put us, at that time, in the Newport Richey ward, barely. I mean, we lived on the border, exactly. And that's where we were supposed to be. When we bought our house, we still were on Cantrell. We were still in Newport Richey. When we moved to Red Hawk, we did all this knowing that the Lord wanted us to do it. That we needed to sell, that we needed to move. And that we were buying the right houses at the right times, in the right places. And after we'd been in Red Hawk for a little while, the boundaries changed again, and we were in Hudson Ward. And then we moved again, deeper into Hudson Ward. And we've been here ever since. But if you follow the Spirit and you follow the Lord's guidance for you in your life, you will be happy. If you do what the prophets tell you to do, you will be happy. Get an education. Doesn't mean get an AA degree and try to live on it. I've really tried to teach you, you and your dad and I have tried to teach you to get all your education, as in clear through your doctorate. And that doesn't mean you put off getting married in there. Don't ever put off getting married just because you feel you have to have an education first. Too many people are doing that these days, and then they aren't getting married, and they're not having the children they're supposed to be having, and they're not living the life they're supposed to be living. Get married to the person you're supposed to be married to when you're supposed to marry them. And I hope that you all marry well, marry in the church, and marry in the temple, so that you can be sealed for time and eternity with your family as we are with you. Really didn't want to cry through this. But oh well. Can't always have it the way you want it. I also really want you all to stay close as a family. Help each other. Write to each other. Support each other. Live close enough together that you can love each other and not irritate each other, but that you can be there to get together with your family and let your kids play together and grow up together. I really want you to know that the biggest joys in my life have been being a mom. I always wanted to be married in the temple, the return missionary, and I am. And I'm a return missionary, which was an extra blessing that I hadn't counted on. I always wanted to raise children and to see them married in the temple to wonderful people that both love and adore each other. I've always wanted to be around to help with my grandchildren and to spoil them rotten like a good grandma should do. I really hope I get to do that. Because frankly, that's all I've ever wanted to live for. Those were my big plans in life. I did end up getting a bachelor's degree at BYU. You know, I've done other things. But mostly what I've learned that matters in this life is our family and taking care of each other. I think in the times to come, you're going to need a lot more education to do that. And that's why I think, well, that's why I know your father and I have really stressed to you all to get all your education, meaning a doctorate. It won't be easy. Life's not supposed to be easy. And you do grow together as a couple and a family as you go through more difficult times. And you'll get through them, and things will be, all these things can be happy. They'll be happy memories for you. I already said get your education, but again, don't forget that. It really will be vital for your future and the future of your families. I know it will. You know, I've been granted many gifts from the Lord in my life, some of which I probably haven't even figured out yet. Maybe some of which I haven't expanded on like I should, I don't know. But I do know that I've been blessed with the gift of faith, that I've been blessed with the gift of, oh, I forget how they put it in the Ensign article I read the other day. I guess it's the gift of faith, because I know the prophet is true, and I know the gospel is true, and I know the Lord lives, and the Heavenly Father lives, and that all this is real. I know we had a premortal existence. I know that life here, compared to heavenly time, is just a blink of an eye. I know that we will all be together again in life hereafter, and that we will live in families. And I don't need to question everything that comes from the prophet, because anything they say prophet, apostles, anything they say is true and straight from the Lord. And I don't need to question it. And when you go through the temple, you make covenants. And with these covenants, you learn that too. That there's no questioning involved. You've already dedicated yourself to do what the Lord wants you to do, be where He wants you to go, and to do what He asks you to do through the words of His prophet, apostles, and church leaders. So when they come out and the prophet says something like, let's see, get out of debt. What else has he said? The state president asked us to double our fast offerings. All these things happen. You don't need to question it. You don't need to take it to the Lord and get a confirmation of your own. The Lord spoke in it. You need to do it. And always remember that you're not alone. You have family, you have friends. But even if there's times when you feel like you don't have any of that, you're not alone, because you have the Lord with you. James will leave on his mission in a very few days. I forget how many he told me now. It's like 5 weeks anyway. And he will be gone from us, far away from us, for 2 years. And we really won't get to talk to him. And the email between here and there isn't necessarily like it is in the States. If we get emails from him, they're only going to be like a 10-minute thing. Maybe 3 times a month. And he'll be sending letters home because I've made him promise on a stack of Bibles and Book of Mormons and anything else I could find. Because we'll need that to fill the empty space in our life when he's gone. He will be back. It's only for 2 years. I have been fighting cancer now for 2 years. In some respects, it feels like a lifetime. In others, it feels like yesterday. It's like James is only 19, but I remember giving birth to him on March 24th, 1994. On the 23rd, we were having my baby shower. Yeah! 25 people showed up with presents. You know how much your mother loves presents. Well, I wasn't there because I was in the hospital having contractions with James. I missed my whole party. They had it without me. It was too late to cancel it by the time I got to the doctor's office, by the time I got to the hospital. So James, you made me miss a lot of parties in my life. And I'm glad, because like your brother and sister, you guys are my heart and soul. And I'd rather be with you any day than doing anything else. James, I want you to know that being the firstborn, as I am, and as your father is, we've always had extremely high expectations for you. Wasn't limited to you. We have the high expectations for Jackie and Jacob too. But we've always had very high expectations for you, and you've always done so well. You've worked so hard. IB was not an easy thing to get through. It nearly killed me. You have been a work in progress educationally since 5th grade. But I've been there, and I've done all the nagging and typing and supporting that I could possibly do, praying, and you've worked and worked and worked and worked, and you were mad there for a while, but we just kept pushing you forward, and you just kept pushing forward, which is what you have to do in life. We have to push forward through the tunnels to get to the good stuff. And you pushed, and you graduated from IB. And you went to college, and you got your AA before you turned 19. And now you're going on your mission. You've succeeded in a lot of things, my dear. You're the first Eagle Scout that Troop 38 ever had. Nobody can ever take that away from you. And that's recorded in the world of men. Never forget how hard you worked for that, too. And never forget to put that on a resume. And you worked hard through school. You got magna cum laude. That's not a small feat in the IB program. You got your AA degree, and now you're going on your mission. Just like the plan. When you get home from your mission, continue with the plan. Go to BYU, get your bachelor's degree, get married in the temple. Shouldn't have to stress that, but just in case. Continue your education, your master's degree, your doctorate, have children, live your life. Move back to Florida, because that's where your sister's going to live. And I'll spoil the kids rotten. Your plan will change some, as it has to, as you go through life. That's okay. Just always do your best. Like I always tell you, make your best choice. And we were put here on earth to control our natural man. That is a constant daily thing that you will always work on. Done very well, controlling your temper. And that will be something that you'll have to probably always work on. I love you. From the bottom of your big, huge feet to the top of your hair that will stick up at 6 inches high if allowed to do so. Always had such unruly hair. I don't know what to do with it, and I never have. I hope you figure it out. Find a haircut that actually works with your 13 cowlicks. Good luck with that. And don't forget to start those colonoscopies and everything at 40. No matter what your doctors tell you. 50 doesn't work for you, given my conditions. Love you forever. I'll see you when I see you. But I'll always be with you. You can always feel me when you want to. I'll always be in your heart. Now, let's see. We might as well